I'm Dan, and this is really nerve-wracking. This is the first video I would have made. The idea is that these will go on my website. Mostly we're going to start with a blog. Vlog, I suppose, because really it's done by video as well. You're going to get to know me, my philosophy on photography, and later on we're going to do a bit of tutorial stuff as well. I suppose I'll start with the philosophy and the ethos, I suppose, of what I want to do. Big words, I know, but I like my vocabulary. When it comes to photography, though, I'll try and make it easier. I've picked up a camera 2 years ago. All I wanted was to take photos for a travel blog, and that was it. There was nothing else. I just wanted to take photos that looked cool because I didn't want to use other people's. So I got myself a camera and I started taking photos, and I soon realized that I didn't know what I was doing. This camera had great megapixels or supposedly great quality, and it was going to make my photos look amazing. But I soon came to realize that it was more than the camera, and I needed to learn stuff myself. So I went looking, and I couldn't find anything. Actually, this is a bit of a lie. I found loads, but they all had an assumption that you knew so much. Little words, phrases, general actions on your camera, that sort of thing. It became quite difficult to follow along. Eventually I found one that was okay, and I ended up paying to do a course. Was it worth the money? Well, yeah, I learned something and I could do something with it, but could I have got that another way and probably cheaper? If somebody had tried, sure. And that's what I want to do now, is I kind of want to work with the fact that photography should be accessible to everybody. That it shouldn't have to be difficult. You should be able to pick up a camera and know that you can get out a semi-decent shot. So this is my attempt at trying to make that accessible. Two things that I've worked on. They're things that I've picked up from other photographers, but they're sayings that have stuck with me and made me think that, cool, I need to keep remembering this as I go along. The first one: the best camera you can get, or that you have, is the one you have on you at the time. Don't get stuck into this, I've got to have the best technology. If you go for a walk and you don't take your camera, but you see something absolutely amazing, like the mountain behind me, we always have that around. But you don't have your camera with you. You don't go, oh, that sucks, beautiful, could have got a good photo. You get your phone out and you have a crack. Take the shot. It doesn't matter that it's a phone. The best camera is the one you have on you at the time. If all you have is your phone camera, then that one's good enough. So that's my first one. The second one, and this one took me a little while to get used to. I picked this up from a photographer named Jerry Vanderwalt, and I don't know if he's picked it up from somewhere else. But when he goes through his stuff, he says constantly, if you take photos, you are a photographer. Now I love that saying, because it's like, it means I'm a photographer, you're a photographer. You're a photographer, it doesn't matter. You may not be a good photographer, but you're still a photographer. You may not earn money from it, you may not even put it out for other people to see. But at the end of the day, as long as the image looks good, and you like the image, then what does it matter what anybody else thinks? Give it a go. Don't be fooled into thinking that to say I'm a photographer means that I'm a professional. I'm not a professional. My photography is moving in directions I hadn't expected, and I don't know where it's going to take me. But I'm not a professional. This isn't my bread and butter. This is something I do on the sideline. I actually fix photocopiers and printers. But I love playing photography and having a go with it. So, I'm Dan, and I'm a photographer. You are too. Get it into your head, that's what you are. So from here, this is an intro obviously of me. This is an intro of what this is going to be. I chose to do this outside. I'm hoping that cicadas in the background aren't going to be too noisy. I'm hoping I can dull them down. But I mean, at the end of the day, this is pretty beautiful out here. I live in Taranaki, in New Plymouth, in Taranaki, which is in New Zealand, the North Island. That's our mountain behind me, Mount Taranaki, and we're really lucky. We've got that mountain to look at all year round when it's not hiding behind cloud. We've also got, over that way, about 5 minutes drive, tops, is the beach. So we've got lots to take photos of here. New Zealand's a very green, beautiful place, so I have loads of opportunities to have a go. But there's more than just what I've got around me in nature. It could be anything that you want to take photos of. So have a go. What comes next is the vlog. I'll give you updates on what's going on with me, my photography, what directions I'm moving in, how I end up moving in them, what I have a go at. But I also want to do sort of what I touched on before, the tutorial stuff. But I'm not a professional. How can I do tutorials? I can do them just by doing them. Do I have to have a qualification to show you how to use depth of field? Okay, no, I don't. If I understand it, I can tell you what it is. And the good thing is that because I'm not a professional, I can do it in a way that hopefully you can understand, which is what I didn't have a lot of when I started 2 years ago. So I'll start doing these tutorials. I'll cover the basics of photography. The exposure triangle, as they like to say, pretty much means there's 3 things to cover. You've got your ISO, you've got your shutter, and you've got your aperture. I'll go through them with you so you know what they are, how they work. After that, we'll break down other things like composition, color balance, all that sort of thing. The key here though is that I don't know everything. I'm still learning a lot of this myself. I know enough to take some pretty okay photos. I think they're okay. Other people seem to think they're a bit better than I do, which is a little kind of scary for me. Putting myself out there and having people tell me that, oh my god, they're really good. Okay, sure, thanks. And if I get something wrong, by all means, make this a dialogue, make it a community. Come back to me and say, oh, actually, if you find you do this way, you might come up with blah, blah, blah. Correct me. I have no problems. I don't have pride. I got no professional pride to like protect and go, I know everything. Make it social. Let's have a chat. I'll start the tutorials soon because realistically, I really want to get those out of the way. They're technical things that shouldn't take too long. And they will give you the building blocks of making decent photographs. And let's progress together. I really, like I said, don't know where photography is going for me. It could end up just being that it's a hobby. It could just be that I really enjoy doing this and talking to people and going, hey, I can help you out. I don't know if it's going to monetize. I don't know if I'm going to be doing family portraits or become a wedding photographer. These are things that I never planned on. But I'm starting to get requests to come and join in and have a go. And when it comes to photography, I don't want to limit myself and say I'm a landscape photographer or I'm a portrait photographer. I'm a photographer. I want to learn it all. I'll have a go. I'll have a go at taking this beautiful scenery. Easy from my point of view because it's where I started. Not always easy. But I'll have a go at people. Now they scare the crap out of me. They're always moving. Mountains don't move, it's staying right there. But people are always moving. I have to get the light right. I have to try and get the balance and everything. But I'm having a go. Astrophotography, fascinating, beautiful. I'm having a bit of a crack at that. I'll try anything. And I'll cover how I go about those things in other videos. I'll start showing you some of my work and showing you what I come up with. Not just the picture perfect stuff, but anything I do. If it's not good, I'll still show you because you've got to know what I'm doing wrong so that you can have a learn from that and move on to something else. So, I think that's probably it from me. I'm overlooking the Tianui walkway. I think I'm going to go for a walk now with my camera because it's here. I'm Dan Brighurst. Check out the website, check out my photos, find me on Facebook, find me on Instagram, and say hi.